The Galactic Council had grown complacent. For 3 centuries, they had ruled the Outer Rim territories with an iron fist, treating the lesser species as commodities to be bought, sold, and discarded at will. The slave markets of Zerion Prime flourished under their protection, where beings from 100 worlds were paraded in chains before wealthy buyers. Commander Zeftar of the Hegemony Fleet barely glanced at the auction feeds streaming across his command console. Another day, another shipment of primitives from the backwater systems. The bidding for today's lot was particularly spirited. 2 young specimens from a recently discovered world called Earth. Apparently, their species showed remarkable adaptability and intelligence despite their primitive technology. Sold for 40,000 credits each, the auctioneer's voice crackled through the comm. The humans go to Baron Kilix of the Mining Consortium. Zeftar's attention shifted to more pressing matters. His fleet was due to patrol the outer boundaries where pirates occasionally harassed trade routes. The thought of 2 more slaves in the galaxy's vast machinery barely registered in his consciousness. He would remember this moment later as the last peaceful day the galaxy would know. 3 months after the auction, strange reports began filtering through hegemony intelligence networks. Ships were going missing near Earth's solar system, not destroyed, but simply vanishing without trace. Trade vessels, patrol craft, even a small cruiser had failed to report back after entering what humans called the Sol system. Admiral Korthax dismissed the reports initially. Primitive world, probably asteroid fields or solar anomalies. Send a probe. The probe never returned. Captain Sarah Chen stood on the bridge of the UES Retribution, watching the tactical display with cold satisfaction. Around Earth, humanity's response to their children's enslavement was taking shape, a fleet unlike anything the galaxy had ever imagined. "Ma'am, we've intercepted another slaver vessel," reported Lieutenant Morrison. "Same configuration as the others. What are your orders?" "Board her. Secure any humans aboard, then strip her for intelligence. Leave no survivors among the crew." The rescue of Emma Rodriguez and Katie Singh from Baron Kilix's mining operation had been just the beginning. The footage of the 2 18-year-old girls being sold like livestock had ignited something primal in humanity's collective consciousness. Within weeks, every government, corporation, and military force on Earth had unified under a single banner: bring our people home and make the galaxy remember why slavery was a mistake. Humanity's response was methodical, brutal, and absolutely merciless. The first hegemony fleet sent to investigate Earth's growing hostility lasted exactly 14 minutes. Admiral Korthax watched in horror as his overwhelming force of 30 capital ships was systematically dismantled by weapons that seemed to violate everything the galaxy knew about physics. "How are they moving so fast?" his tactical officer screamed as human ships appeared to teleport across the battlefield. "Their missiles are ignoring our shields completely." Korthax had no answer. Humanity had somehow weaponized quantum entanglement, turning space itself into a weapon. Their ships phased in and out of normal space, striking with plasma lances that burned through neutronium armor like paper. But it wasn't just their technology that horrified the galactic powers. It was their absolute refusal to show mercy to anyone involved in the slave trade. Human boarding parties swept through captured vessels like avenging angels, freeing slaves of all species while systematically executing their captors. The message was clear: touch human children, face human wrath. Baron Kilix's fortress world of Drakmor was considered impregnable. 50,000 kilometers of orbital defense platforms, planetary shields that could withstand supernova-level energy, and a garrison of 500,000 troops. The humans took it in 6 hours. Emma Rodriguez stood in Kilix's throne room, no longer the terrified girl who had been sold in chains. The neural interfaces the Baron had forced on his slaves still glowed faintly at her temples, but now they served a different purpose, connecting her to the quantum battlenet that coordinated humanity's war machine. You're supposed to. Be primitive, Kilix gasped, his multiple arms bound behind him. Your world hasn't even achieved faster-than-light travel, Emma smiled coldly. We didn't need to achieve it. We just needed to understand it well enough to steal it. She gestured to the human soldiers around her, each one equipped with technology reverse-engineered and improved from captured alien ships. Did you really think a species that went from horse-drawn carriages to spaceflight in a single century would stay primitive for long? Katie Singh emerged from the fortress's depths, leading a stream of freed slaves, humans, Altarians, vegan refugees, even some hegemony citizens who had fallen afoul of their own system. The slave pens are empty, she reported. All 3,000 prisoners secured. Good. Emma turned back to Kilix. Your species kept detailed records of every human taken. We want those records. All of them. And if I refuse? Emma's expression never changed. Then we'll extract the information from your brain after we dissect it. Your choice. The Galactic Council's emergency session convened in chaos. Representatives from a dozen species screamed accusations and demands while their carefully ordered civilization crumbled around them. They've liberated 47 slave worlds in 6 months, shrieked the Altarian delegate. Our entire economy was built on slavery, interrupted the human ambassador. Dr. James Harrison was a xenobiologist by training, but he'd adapted quickly to diplomacy once Earth had established its negotiating position. Which, we should note, violates 17 of your own treaties. The hegemony representative, Councillor Vexith, leaned forward menacingly. You primitive mammals have no right to dictate terms to your betters. We could sterilize your world with a single fleet. The chamber fell silent as Dr. Harrison smiled, an expression that had become legendary throughout the galaxy over the past months. Counselor, let me explain something about human psychology. When someone threatens our children, we don't respond proportionally. We respond overwhelmingly. He activated a holographic display showing Earth's solar system. What you see here isn't our homeworld's defenses. This is our deployment base. Our actual civilization is spread across 47 star systems now, all connected by quantum gates your people assured us were impossible. The display zoomed out, revealing the true scope of human expansion. In less than a year, they had transformed from a single-world species to a multi-system power using captured alien technology as a springboard for their own innovations. Every human child you sold is now free, Harrison continued. Every slaver who participated in their auction is dead. Every world that profited from their suffering has been restructured under new management, and every species in this council now faces a simple choice. He stood, and the temperature in the chamber seemed to drop several degrees. End slavery entirely, submit to human oversight of your prisoner treatment, and accept our terms for reparations, or we'll end it for you. Permanently. The vote was unanimous. 3 years later, Emma Rodriguez Singh stood on the observation deck of humanity's newest starship, watching construction crews put the finishing touches on the memorial fleet. 97. Vessels, one for each human child who had been sold into slavery before Earth's awakening. Katie, now her wife and co-commander of the Terran Liberation Navy, joined her at the viewport. The Council's asking for another trade agreement. Something about mining rights in the Vega system. Emma nodded absently. Tell them we'll consider it, after they've completed the war crimes tribunals. The galaxy had learned that humanity possessed two remarkable traits: an unlimited capacity for love toward their own, and an equally unlimited capacity for wrath toward those who threatened them. The slave markets were closed forever, their ruins serving as monuments to the simple truth that some species should never be underestimated. 2 girls had been sold in chains. In response, humanity had set the galaxy on fire and forged something better from the ashes. And they were just getting started.